Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a complete budget team build. So I made a challenge where I take 100,000 coins and I try to build the best team that I possibly could. And I'm not going to lie, going into it, I thought it'd be way easier than it actually turned out being. And in all honesty, 100,000 coins, which is quite a bit for the player that plays very casually, just doesn't get you a lot in NHL 22. And I'll explain why. It's not at the high end. The higher end cards like the 88 overalls are actually really good value. It's the lower ones, because when you first start out building your team, it's very difficult to find usable cards that would normally be very low in value, but because of the sets requiring 83 overall cards specifically and above, or even 82s, it drastically changes the value of some of these lower end cards. So it was kind of difficult at the lower end, which surprised me a little bit. Now, the goal of this video, guys, is to show you just early on, if you were to save up, your first 100 games and just some packs and coins that you got from various other methods, you can build this team for 100,000 coins and you would be able to compete. You would be able to play against your skill level pretty much regardless of the team that you're playing. So with that in mind, let's get into today's budget team build. All right, our fourth line right-handed winger is going to be the 84 Oliver Bjorkstrand, 6 foot, 88 speed, 88 acceleration, and mid-80s shooting. Nothing crazy here, but again, it's very difficult to find any real valuable cards early on in the game. But regardless, 88 speed on your fourth line for 1,200 coins, you really can't complain about. Centering the fourth line would be the 82 Nico Hischier, 6 foot 1, 87 speed, 87 acceleration, same low to mid 80s shooting. This is, again, just a very, very budget card. His face-off stats only 72, but if you know the counters and how to do them correctly, this is going to work out just fine for you. Hand stats are all in the mid-80s. Really not much else to talk about, but again, good size and decent skating for a center early on. And then lastly, rounding out the fourth line is the 82 Evgeny Kuznetsov, 90 speed, 90 acceleration. Really not much else to talk about here. He's going for about 2,250 coins. And again, with that kind of speed, you can get away with a lot, and he's just a good fourth liner for you. Onto the third line, the left-handed winger spot, we've got the 82 Chris Kreider, 6 foot 3, 88 speed with distributor activated, same low to mid-80s shooting. This is a size and speed combo I really like. Distributor is a very important synergy early on because, well, a lot of the higher end cards or the cards that need it can make up for a lot of deficiencies with that speed increase. Same with passing and puck control. Very, very good ones. And at 6 foot 3, at 88 speed, just a great combination. Next up, centering the third line, we've got the 83 TOMAS HERTL with distributor. And again, this card costs 7,000 coins. It's very difficult, but third line is somewhat important. He has a decent face-off rating at 77, and he is 6 foot 2, speed 87. And I'm not gonna lie, some of the players that I've talked to, just even myself, the HERTL cards this year have been very good. So if you can actually activate Big Rig as well, just a very good, well-rounded card. 7,000 coins will get you your third line center. Rounding out the third line, we've got the 84 BRAYDEN Point. This is more of a synergy thing with Thief activated. Again, you need some cards that will actually get Thief activated. I think it's very important for early on builds because it raises that defensive awareness and stick checking, two extremely important stats in the game. He's also got 87 speed, 89 acceleration, 89 agility with mid to high 80s shooting. This would be your third line right-handed winger, and Point going for 7,000 coins as well. Again, it's those 83, 84 cards that are just a little bit more expensive, but crazy that 84s are going for the same cost as 83s. Onto the second line right-handed winger spot, we've got the 85 Jack Eichel, 89 speed, 89 acceleration, high 80s shooting, high 80s hand stats as well. This is going for 9,000 coins, so for under 10k for an 85 overall card, still very good, and 6 foot 2, one of the better right-handed wingers you can start the game off with. At the second line center spot, we've got Otsu Ratty with Workhorse, 87 speed, 87 acceleration, and 91 agility. He's also got very good shot power at 92 overall. Again, very low face-off rating, but early on, like if you focus on the face-off rating, you're going to pay for way more than the card that's going to be valuable. If you guys watch my face-off video from NHL 20, it has all of the exact same counters and everything that you need to know in terms of face-offs. I'll probably do a remade one, but there's nothing different. So keep that in mind. But at 6 foot 1 with these stats, I really, really like the build, and he's only going to cost you 7,000 coins. Next up, we've got Taylor Hall, a staple of the budget build since the start of the year. For 6,800 coins, you can get 90 speed, 89 acceleration with the Thief synergy activated, and he's got mid-80s shooting. Really can't complain there. Nothing special at this point, but it is enough and fast enough to keep up with some of the, higher end cards. But here is your second line left-handed winger. Onto the first line, we've got the 85 Steven Stamkos going for 10,000 coins. He's got 89 speed, 90 acceleration, 89 agility, and 90 shooter, high 80 shooting with almost 90 hand stats as well. You could put him at center. I'm not big on right-handed wing or right-handed centerman, but it doesn't really matter. He's got very good speed, so you can play him on the wing. So the 85 Steven Stamkos for 10,000 coins, an extremely good buy in my opinion. The first line center, we've got the play of the year, 85 MANIX LANDRY, 5'11". He's going for 11,000 coins, 88 speed, 87 acceleration, 96 agility, and then take a look at that power on the shot. 99 across the board for 11,000 coins. He's got 86 on the draw. This is low-key one of the best cards that you can get for this price, and I feel like a lot of people are missing some of these stats because they're absolutely nuts. And then lastly, rounding out the first line, we've got the 85 Dylan Larkin with Thief. Now, you can play this card at center as well and flip him and Landry, but 91 speed, 91 acceleration. I just like that on the wing a little bit more. Mid-80s shooting, mid-80s to high 80s hand stats, and the defensive stats are awfully good as well with Thief activated. You can get this Larkin card for 10,000 coins, like the value, and that is the forward group for this build. Now on defense, this is where things take a little bit of a hit. We've got the 81 Will Butcher with Fly the Zone. It's going to depend if you can get Fly the Zone activated. But 87 speed with it activated at 5'10". Again, it's going to be extremely difficult to use some of these cards. This is where you're going to want to put most of your focus. But early on in the game, defense is such a hole. There's not very many good cheap cards at all. And this is just kind of the best of the cheapest available. He's going for 1,200 coins, which is the bare minimum. Next to him with the right-handed shot, Jared Spurgeon, 82 overall with Thief and Shutdown. That's really the benefit here is Thief and Shutdown. 87 speed, 5'9" is brutal in your own zone. Like, these are the cards you want to upgrade from as fast as possible, but again, you beggars can't be choosers. 1,200 coins here, and he would be your third pairing right-handed defenseman. Your second line right-handed defenseman is the 82 overall ERIK KARLSSON, 89 speed with distributor activated. You really just can't find that early on in the game. At 6 foot as well. Defensively, he's not going to be very good, but, not 89 speed early on in the game from your back end is something that's valuable, and he would be your second line right-handed defenseman. The second line left-handed defenseman, we've got the 81 Hampus Lindholm, 6'3", 85 speed and acceleration, obviously very slow, but this is more of a defensive play because he is 6'3" with very good defensive stats with Thief activated, makes up for the fact that he's only got 85 speed. As long as you compare him with someone fast like ERIK KARLSSON, you should be okay early on. So those cards were all 1,200 coins, basically. 84 Cale Makar, though, is going to cost you a little bit more. Going for about 10,000 coins. There's not a lot of good right-handed defensemen that go for, it's a very big, wide gap between basically Makar and then your next upgrade. So Bombarded activated would be great. You're not really going to activate it for this build, though. 5'11" is tough. Defensively, it's not going to be good. Not at all. But 90 speed, 90 acceleration, you can make up for the ability to try and defend off the rush with a lot of these cards hitting above 90 speed in the game now. And then for 7,000 coins, we've got the 84 Quinn Hughes, essentially the exact same skater and player as Cale Makar. Those two, again, defensively, like in your own zone, it's going to be very difficult, but you can get away with just playing good defense and staying in position in your own zone. You can't really stop the rush if you give up a, odd man rush or there's a break going down through the neutral zone. You've got to have players that can get back and defend it, and that's why Makar and Hughes are such good values early on in the game. Now on to goaltenders. Honestly, for this build, I just put Elvis Merzlikins as the backup goalies, 1,200 coins, the bare minimum. Whatever synergy you need for this build, you need distributor to get it activated. So put Merzlikins in. Honestly, look for any silver or bronze goalies that you pull for your secondary spot here because they have the most synergies available, but they cost a lot in the auction house. So just look to see if you pull any. And then lastly, our starter for 2,000 coins is the 81 Ben Bishop. He's not going to be great, but he's huge. And that's really all you can hope for early on. There are goaltenders that you can upgrade to, like Darcy Kemper, Robin Leonard, but because they cost so much because they're 83 and 84 overall, it's just not worth it. So this is 2,000 coins, the bare minimum, and it got us to our 100,000k cap. Honestly, it's not a very good team, but we can work with it. All right, guys, so if you want to check out this build in full, it is on HUT IQ. If you guys want to make team builds, I recommend using HUT IQ. It's the best site to use. and you can just make your team. You just got to create an account and then go to Team Builder and just create one. So my build for this one, I will have the link down below for you guys. Here is how it looks. Again, STAMKOS, Landry, Larkin up top, EICHEL, Ratty, and Hall with Point, HERTL, Kreider, BJORKSTRAND, Heischer, Kuznetsov. On the other side, we've got Makar and Hughes, KARLSSON, Lindholm, Spurgeon and Butcher, and Bishop and MERZLIKINS. So you can see here we get Thief and Distributor activated. This is not what I would recommend in terms of, full-out starter team. You're going to have pulls like X Factor choice packs or any sort of packs untradeable. That's going to drastically change some things, as well as doing the X Factor seasonal and just the X Factor choice pack set. That's going to change things and give you much better cards than this. But this, if I had nothing, just 100,000 coins to build a team to start working with from there, this would be it. So I thought I'd give you guys a foundational video that just can show you what you can do. After that, you guys want to start upgrading immediately with your forwards. Your first two lines are the first two that you want to focus on. Once you've got like 86s or 85s and aboves everywhere, then you want to do your first pairing defense. Then you do your third line, and then you do your second pairing defense, and then your third pairing, and then fourth line. That's the order I like to go in, and I would recommend you guys as well. So let me know what you think in the comments section down below. I'd love to see your team builds as well. Join the Discord and post those. I'd love to see some budget builds. If you want me to keep doing these kind of videos with different, valuations in terms of coins, I could do that. All right, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.